Welcome to the very first episode of For the Cook of It. My name's Damian, and my wife, Alina, is the one in the background. You'll hear her voice every now and then giving comments. She's my wife. She's going to give comments. All right? But had to get her. But, you know, the purpose of us starting this channel is we see a lot of cooking channels out there and some really fantastic ones that I really like. We wanted to build a community of people that enjoy cooking. You're not necessarily a chef. You never went to culinary school or developed really big skills. You can't crack an egg with one hand, and your chopping is enough not to cut off a finger by best. But you have a passion for what you create, what you make, and what you cook. And you really enjoy making people happy by cooking for them. And that's really what this channel is about. So like our website says, and our little motto is amateur cooks, limitless possibilities. And that's really what we want to have on this channel. So I hope you enjoy our very first episode with sausage gravy and biscuits. So I figured with the first video we'd make what really I feel is my first real attempt at trying to create my own recipe. And that was sausage gravy. Years back, I was a manager at Bob Evans. And the one thing I fell in love with was their sausage gravy. And granted, for those people that make their sausage gravy homemade, they might have an opinion or two about it, but it was still pretty good. Now, a couple of things I'll touch on, after kind of glancing at some of the videos I've seen out there. One is, don't be so strict in your thought of how to make sausage gravy that you think that's the only way to make it. Because anything that's done a traditional way has evolved over time. That's one thing I have known. And I bet you if you go to channels like, Max Miller's Tasting History, you can see where what you thought was an original recipe really probably was not the original recipe that you do today. Sausage gravy, I love it because it's so simple. I did not make biscuits with this recipe today. I did bake biscuits, good old-fashioned store-bought. They're not that bad. Probably in an episode I will cover that. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's biased. She is biased, but that's okay. I like that because it, helps keep me, from getting upset if I'm not doing well enough. But a couple things you'll also see is I put eggs on mine. Some people might not. Some people might not be to eat eggs. That's fine. I like a good old egg yolk with mine. This particular recipe that I'm gonna post and we're gonna put on our website adds a little bit more milk to the recipe than what I normally use because my original sausage gravy was pretty thick. I mean, you could eat it with a fork, okay, and it's not going to drip anywhere really. This one is a little bit more gravy-like with sausage gravy, which is fine. I like it. I've tried it. You know what? I might even do it this way from now on. But for the first video, I thought I'd do something personal, and that's what this is. So I hope you enjoy it, and the kitchen is open. Good size onion. I'd say this is a medium to large onion. I've always eyeballed this recipe, but I would say probably anywhere from a half a cup to a cup of onion, but you can adjust that as however much flavor you want in it of onion. I myself, I don't mind quite a bit of onion, so I don't need the onion finely chopped. I just want it chopped up in little chunks, but they don't have to be perfect. That's plenty of onion. You can see about what I'm needing to use. All right, so a nice heaping cup of onion. Now, you can use any kind of skillet you want. I kind of like using a cast iron skillet. A lot of people would argue that's how you're supposed to make it, and I'm sure they're right, because traditionally this was definitely a southern or western kind of meal. I think it does help with flavoring. And I like to use the sage sausage. I love the flavor of sage sausage. I mean, you can use whatever sausage you want to use. I've used Italian sausage, and I'll still sometimes if I do use the Italian sausage, I'll throw a little sage in there because I just like a little bit of flavor the sage imparts. One thing I love about this kind of meal is it's fairly quick. I mean, not as quick as just throwing some eggs and bacon on a pan, but to feed a large family, this is quick. The important thing is making sure this is mostly brown. So I added just add my dry ingredients in it because I like to try to imbue the flavor in the sausage as much as I can before I start adding everything else. Now, the crushed red pepper that I add in, the seasoned salt, all that stuff, you can do that to taste. Now, you'll see if you look on the internet, you'll see a lot of different sausage gravy recipes. A lot of them. A lot of them, they'll put butter back in it, or they'll put bacon fat in it, or something of that nature. And that's perfectly fine if you want that extra fat. I found that what the sauce has itself, that's enough. I don't want to have to be taking blood pressure medication. I don't need to. So now I'm going to add the onions in and the garlic now that the sausage is just brown. And when it comes to garlic, yes, I could have used fresh garlic. In a lot of videos, they'll be fancy and they'll mash up garlic and all that. But I'm thinking we're just home cooked. This is something quick and easy in the morning. No sense in needing to peel garlic and mashing it, chopping it up. Perfect. I know, but it's like perfume to me. I don't mind if you smell like garlic. I'll just serve you with a nice red wine, Go. Yes, that's right. But the minced garlic you get from the store, I just added about 2 tablespoons. And I'll just cook this to the onions start getting that really kind of caramelized, darkened color. I wanted something not as simple as just sausage, milk, and flour. I wanted something with a little bit more zing to it, but I didn't want to make it too complicated. I wanted to keep it to kind of what it should be, a good home-cooked country meal. So now that the onions have started browning up, getting kind of nice and soft and golden, now there's a lot of different techniques you can use. I've seen people do it a lot of different ways. Some people will take the sausage out of the pan and then add their fat or whatever to it and mix the flour in and kind of make a roux and then add the sausage back in and the cream and the milk and all that other stuff. I used to make a slurry and I just take about half my milk mixture and mix it up and add it in at the end after I brought the other half of the milk to a boil. But one thing I found in looking at different recipes and other things that I've been cooking since I first developed this, I might as well just go ahead and throw the flour in with the sausage and just mix it up in there so it absorbs, just coat, and the fats and stuff. And what this helps do is it helps keep it from clumping, which is what you really want it to do. You want the gravy to be thick, but you don't want it to be clumpy with little clumps of flour balls in it or something. The purpose of any one of those methods, slurry or a roux or this, is just to try to keep the gravy mixture smooth and consistent. See how I've got pretty much all that flour just mixed right in there? I don't even see it anymore. So now, we've got this all mixed up nice. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit, maybe to like a medium. I'm going to add some of the milk in here. Now, normally when I make mine, I like my sausage kind of like you can eat it with a fork. But I figured since we're really just doing a sausage gravy recipe, I decided to add about a cup more milk to make it a little bit more gravier. If you look at a lot of the recipes, they'll call for 3 to 4 cups of milk. But I poured my 2 cups in, get that boiling up nice. I'm just kind of scraping the bottom of the pan. Yeah, get all that good stuff in there. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the milk in and just keep stirring. You see it's nice and creamy. You see the bits of red pepper, onion. Once it starts bubbling up real good, then I'll lower the heat. It's starting to thicken up really good, so I'm lowering the heat down to like a low just to allow it to still keep cooking. And you see how that's nice and gravy-like. And like I said, normally I don't use as much milk, so mine, if you were to eat it, it would not be as liquidy as this kind of gravy. But this is a very good medium thickness gravy, I think. Well, it's a thick gravy. All right, biscuits are done. Sausage gravy's done. Biscuits are done. I prefer eggs with my sausage gravy, especially over easy run on top because I love to mix the yolk in with them. So I'm just going to make a couple of eggs to go with it. So some people like their biscuits open, some of them will like them closed. I like a little bit more sausage gravy than biscuit. And it also helps that gravy to sop up into the biscuit. That's a good old Southern saying, right? Sop it up. Remember that in Texas. Lived there for about 9 years. Loved it. So I'll just set that there for now. Sometimes I can get them to flip perfect and not break a yolk. And other times, not so much. Let's see if I can do it this time. There we go. She likes her eggs really runny, so I'm just gonna give it a few seconds on that side. That's how it is right there. Let's try this out here. Look at all that nice egg yolk. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me see. All right. So, I hope you enjoyed what we made today. I did, try to add a little bit of notes as I went along with cooking. After tasting the new sausage gravy with adding that third cup of milk, it really is good. It really is. It still keeps it rich and thick. I think mixing the flour into the sausage worked really well. Saved me an extra step of having to create a slurry. Or for those that think they have to take the sausage out and then add it back in, you really don't. It turns out just fine without doing that. But the beautiful thing about sausage gravy is you can tweak it. So have fun with it.
Make it your own.
Make it your own. Add stuff, take stuff out, whatever you want to do. But I hope you enjoyed this very first episode. And again, like and subscribe and tell friends and family and people you think need to learn how to cook. Hey, we'll take them too. So my wife's probably going to edit that one out too because she doesn't like my smart ass.
I do.
She does.
It every day.
We watch Uncle Roger all the time, and she thinks I have to edit it out. Why? Uncle Roger doesn't. Come on now. And I'm the 50-something uncle.
You are the 50-something.
I'm the 50-something uncle. So I should get an orange shirt for Uncle Roger.
You should get you an orange shirt.
That's right. He won't. I'm going to do Thai green curry, Uncle Roger. So authentic Thai green curry. I'm sure you'll find something wrong with it, but that's okay because it's the first time I will have ever made it. So first curry, first Thai anything. Sorry, I'm going to take a bite here. Don't put that in the video.
That might be the end. The ending is Damian tucking into his soft gravy and biscuits.
So, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We'll try to post something new every week. Occasionally, I might even throw a little side video in there of something maybe to do with cooking, but not actually cooking something. And the kitchen is now closed.
Without moving your hand.
The kitchen is now open. That's going to be on the bloopers.